everybody. It is time for Me Powered with Rhonda. It's Tuesday, 6 p.m., so you know what time it is. And guess what? Tonight, I've got a great guest. We're going to be talking about mental health, energy, trauma, all kinds of good stuff. But if this is your very first time tuning in with us, we want to make sure that you know how to tune in. So at this moment, Lady J, would you tell them how they can tune in?
If this is your first time tuning into the show or to JQLM Radio and you would like to share with your family, friends, and followers on all the different ways that they can tune in, be sure to tell them to download the JQLM Radio app on their Apple or Android devices. You can also listen live to JQLM Radio 24/7, 365 via Amazon Alexa, TuneIn app, the Stream and Simple Radio app, and a host of other platforms of which you can find located on our website, where you can also listen live at egoentertainmentnet.com. Also, don't forget to follow, like, and share us. We do follow back. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at JQLM Radio. You can also connect with Ego Entertainment Network at EgoEntNet. That's EgoEntNet on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter also. Also, connect with us on LinkedIn at Ego Entertainment Network. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our YouTube channel, Ego TV Network, at youtube.com/Ego TV Network.
All right. And to follow me, you can follow me on Facebook at me powered at Facebook, and also my personal page, Rhonda Thompson. On Instagram, we are me.powered, and everybody knows me as Rhonda TNATL. That is my Instagram main page. And also, we've got a brand new website coming out, mepowered.co, which is in the works right now. And you make sure you stay connected with me. If you want to be on the show, send me an email to mepoweredwithrhonda@gmail.com. All right, so we're going to get started. And before we get started, May is known as Mental Health Awareness Month. And so I thought, how fitting, because this gentleman I met, I want to say like now, 10 days ago or just under 2 weeks ago, but it's been incredible ever since we met. I want to bring on my guest. His name is Josh Peltier, and he is an energy healer and a massage therapist. And we're going to talk about tonight how trauma gets trapped in your body and what to do and how to let go of all of that. So, Josh, we want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, and das vidanya.
How are you doing today?
I am fantastic. Well, absolutely. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. We had a great time at the tea party just on Saturday, and you were able to do a demonstration. And I literally met you the week before at Tashana Richardson's The Dorothy Experience for the I Am Beautiful movement. And it was like just this instant connection. So I'm so glad to have you here on the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
All right. So tell everybody just a little bit about you and what it is you do and who you be.
I am a simple individual. I'm basic as all get out, but I do like helping people be better. My title is an energy therapist, and I help people feel better by helping them remove the negative energy which causes pain. It's a very simple process once you understand how it works. And the trick to it, I guess trick is not the best word, but the way to have it work the best for you is you just have to allow the process to happen. If you are in a place where you can trust yourself enough and trust the process, the energy will leave with no challenges. And when the energy leaves, the pain usually follows.
Okay, awesome. So for those people that have never heard of energy therapist, explain the difference between you and, say, a massage therapist, a psychology therapist. Like, what is an energy therapist?
Very good. That's a good question. Massage therapy deals mostly with muscles and the contraindications in the body. I don't want to go too deep in what that is, but as a mental therapist or a counselor deals with the psychological. which is also the mental aspect of everything that's going on in their lives. There's sound therapy that deals directly with the audio, with what you hear. There's also mindfulness. You might be familiar with
Yeah.
that. There's yoga. There's all kind of therapies. But with energy therapy, what I do primarily is I deal with the energy.
Mhm.
Everything is energy, and energy is everything. That's my number one formula. EIE equals EIE. Once you understand that process, then you'll start to understand that you are absorbing energy or you're giving out energy. There's
Okay.
only two kind of energies. There's positive and negative. That is it.
Okay.
That's the only kind of energies. People want to add these other kind of
Mhm.
energies, but you got to think about it. Those energies only go to the positive or the negative side of how you feel.
Okay.
So if you are a person that has a bunch of negative energy, it will cause physical pain.
Okay.
If you have physical pain, that is the negative energy telling your body that it's ready to leave the body. A lot of times people feel that pain is something that you have to go through, what you have to deal with
Mhm.
suffering,
Right.
and you feel like you have to always deal with it. When they say
Right.
stuff like, I've always been in pain, this is just something
Mhm.
that is.
Mhm.
That's not true. You only have the pain from something that you went through.
Okay.
The challenge is you hold all that stuff subconsciously in your body
Mhm.
and you're able to consciously not deal with it, but it is still a part of your body.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I does is real quick is just let that energy find a way to leave the body.
Okay. Awesome. And energy, a lot of people refer to it today as vibration, as law of attraction, and but it's all the same thing. It's you know th- that energy you give out, that vibration you give out. You're right. That it's all the same thing, and everything is made up of mass and energy. Um, I remember one of my classes where it was what were we doing? So it was physics or something, but they said that it everything was energy, like even the table, even the everything that is made up of energy, like our bodies are energy, of course, molecules, but every single thing can be broken down into a component, an energy component, or a piece of different things. And when you break it down, there's nothing that is not energy. And I thought that that was very, very interesting, back then. And so that's something that's definitely still around. And I like what you said about, mental health, because I'm of course, on the mental health side. Trauma is my specialty. And I know this book right here, Body Keeps the Score. This is like the Bible, okay? Because trauma, and that's the reason I specialize in trauma, because everything psychologically that you deal with and all the issues that you have, and what I help people see is it all goes back to a trauma. Every single thing goes back to a trauma at some point. And then you take it further and you help people. So we both help people release, but we help people release in different ways.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. Your brain is way more massiver than mine. I don't know if that's a word. Um, but so allow me to try to keep up with you. But every single thing is trauma. All trauma, not every single thing is trauma, but trauma does cause
Mm-hmm.
all kind of pain. And that book is amazing, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's even simpler than that. Everything is a thought.
Yeah.
So it's the thought
Yep.
that you reflect back on the emotion that carries the energy that makes you feel a certain way, which causes the pain.
Yep.
So the main thing that I try to help my clients do is help them readjust their mindset to
Mm-hmm.
change their thoughts.
Yep.
Once they're allowed that stuff to leave the body, the brain will start to acquiesce and say,
Mm-hmm.
oh, if that I can let that go, maybe I can change how I feel about that
Right.
situation, and then I can change the thought.
Mm-hmm.
That is what causes the pain. So
Yeah.
if we're able to change the thought, then the trauma will not have the same effect as it did before.
Absolutely. And I do an exercise. We're like so in sync because I always do exercises with people and I let people know, your beliefs create your thoughts. Your thoughts create your feelings create your actions. If you don't like your actions, you don't change your thought. You got to go back to the belief system, because it's the core belief that you hold within. Like if you feel like, I thought my whole life I wasn't worth keeping.
That's
So
it.
if I have that thought that I'm not worth keeping, that's the energy or the vibration that I'm sending out. And I attract that very thing that I don't want, because I'm trying to recreate the story from when I was younger to get a new answer, but I haven't dealt with the issue. But I'll take people through with thoughts. I'm like, people are like, no, that's not true. I'm like, yeah, it is. I said, if I were to ask you right now to think of something that terrified you, your body would immediately have an anxiety attack.
That's what happens.
Just like it happened. But the trick is, it's not happening right now. It happened, but just you thinking about it, because it was traumatic, it was encoded into your brain with all the emotions, with all the feelings, and it hasn't been dealt with yet. So once you deal with it, then all of that stuff doesn't follow it, and you can change your thought. You can reframe your thought and give it a new ending or a different scene where you can go back and change how you view it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't wait. We got so much that we're going to be talking about, and I'm excited to tell people what we're going to do. But I like want to jump to that part, but I gotta like stay right here. So how did you get involved? Like, what was your pathway to get into energy healing? What was it?
The quick story is I had a girlfriend who's now my ex, who's just got remarried. I have 5 exes that got remarried. I don't know what that's about. But I placed my hand over her face. I just went to grab her just to touch her. And she said, I said, She started laughing and giggling. I said, what's going on? She said, don't do that again, but do it again.
Right.
So
right.
I did it again, and she laughed the same way. And I said, what's going on with you? She said, there's this energy that's flowing through my body that's causing me to tingle. I said, really? I said, you can feel that? She said, yeah, it is strong.
Yeah.
So I started doing research. I started studying. And then I got with the black yogi. Is the only one. He claims he is. He might, I don't know.
Right.
The only one in Georgia.
Okay.
He actually meditated at the base of the Nile River for 12 hours straight.
Wow.
So yeah, he's very in tune with himself. I had to go through a ceremony where he took me through transcendental meditation.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody is that familiar with it, but basically the whole concept is that you'll meditate and you will transcend someplace else.
Yeah.
I would be meditating and I would say that was quick. It was like 5 minutes. I would look at my clock and it'd be like an hour.
Wow.
So he said, what this will help you with, it will help expand all of the abilities that you have. What I do and what I pride myself in the work that I do, I take a great deal of initiative to take myself out of the equation. So it's not about me.
Right.
So if I move out the way, I let the energy, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, to come through me to help people feel better. And what he said is, this will help that be an easier process for you. Because when I first started doing the energy work, I was all cocky and a little bit arrogant. I ain't gonna front. And then when something worked out for somebody, I got mad at myself and said, something wrong with you. But I said, Josh, you have to take yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not about me.
Right.
It really isn't. So it actually happened by accident. And then I would be talking to people and I would feel twinges and stuff in my back and my spine, and my fingers would do stuff. And then I would just send them energy through the phone, through FaceTime, whatever you want to call it. And I was like, this is really interesting. And I just kept on doing the work and really focusing, and meditating and getting closer into myself and just really understanding the intent and the focus and the purpose.
Right. Right.
Once I got those in line, everything else just made sense.
Okay. Well, that sounds awesome. And you went to a very not well-known HBCU. So which school did you go to?
I went to 2 HBCUs.
Oh, you went to 2. Okay.
I said one might not be that well known.
One at Tashana's thing when you said that,
Yeah, I went to Fisk University undergrad, and I went to Howard University for grad school.
Okay, yeah. Very good.
Yeah, and I thought I was going to be some big time filmmaker. Because I still do video production and I still do work for people who have, who want to pay the price for it.
Mhm.
But I don't really, that's not my
It's
bread
your
and butter.
passion. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily for me, God had a different thing in mind. But I remember asking, I said, God, I just want to help people feel
Mhm.
better. And I felt this twinge in the top of my spine as soon as I said it.
Wow.
And he was like, okay. I was like, okay. So basically, I'm just a conduit. All I am just a go through or go between. That's why I don't get tired. And I don't know if you saw me when I was working on people in your chair, but I was
Mhm.
dancing while
Mhm.
someone was in the chair because I wasn't using my energy.
Right.
That's
Right.
why I can work on 8, 10, 20
Yeah.
people and not have any challenges.
Yeah, so what's the difference then? That brings up a very good point, because what's the difference between, because a lot of people, are what they call empaths, where they feel and they take on everything and they're exhausted and they're hurting and and it's like, yeah. So what's your thoughts about empathics, or empaths, if that is like a positive thing or if it's a negative thing? Because like, you don't use your energy, it doesn't deplete you. And I know sometimes when I have clients, I have to make sure I debrief, because sometimes you can have that vicarious secondary trauma from hearing so much detail,
Yeah.
and walking people through. But I don't take it on, but I have to always make sure that I'm good, so that I'm fresh for the next person.
Yeah, it's a process. I will say this. I have at least 48.9% of my clients are empaths.
Okay.
Um, and they struggle and suffer a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them to the point where they have to call in to work.
Oh,
They'll
wow.
get a phone call from somebody and they'll feel all that energy through the
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
They'll just walk outside to go get the mail and they'll absorb it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tricky conversation because you can feel someone else's energy,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have to absorb it.
You have to take it on.
I don't absorb any. I like
Yeah.
when I was at your event, I
Yeah.
was feeling stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
if you can pay attention, when I wipe
Yep.
away.
Yeah. Yeah. You do
I
every single time.
intentionally don't want to absorb people's stuff because it's not about me taking your stuff, it's about
Right.
you releasing it.
Right.
A lot of people think subconsciously and consciously that if they take somebody else's burdens and then carry them, they're
Mm-hmm.
helping the person out.
Yeah.
And it gets to be a point where people start bragging about it.
Mm-hmm.
They start gushing like, oh yeah, I did this, and I'm so drained, and this, that, and the other. But why are you so drained?
Yeah.
Because the human being subconsciously wants to tell you that it was me who did
Right.
it.
You're trying to take the credit. Yeah.
So they want to take the
Mhm.
credit. By
Yep.
taking the credit, they absorbing the stuff is
Right.
draining them, but they're so proud about being drained.
Right.
The challenge is if you can take your
Mhm.
ego to the
Yeah.
side
Yeah.
and allow the stuff to work, then that will really tell if you
Right.
are a true empath.
Right.
Because a lot of people will manifest energies in somebody else so they can have a reason to feel. A
Mm.
lot of people think that if they aren't truly being, feeling, and taking that person's energy, they
Right.
don't have a real purpose in life.
Right.
They will
Right.
try to manifest things. This is what you're going through, and I can feel it. I can feel it. Just give it to me. Just give it to
And
me.
again, it's about them at
And
that
it's
point. It's
about
about
them.
them, and it's not about the person. I get asked all the time, because the people that I deal with, I deal with a diverse population, but I deal with a lot of, I don't want to say difficult or hard. I deal with a harsh group of people
Who
that,
has some challenges.
yeah, that have, killed people, have been through prison and stuff. And I get asked all the time, Rhonda, you don't mind working around those people? I'm like, no. Well, they're dangerous. No, they're not. They're not dangerous to me at all. I don't, and it's like, I just, I don't take that on, like you said. And I can be there. I can see past everything. I can see exactly why they're doing what they're doing. I can see exactly where it stopped. And if I can help them heal whatever it is that is causing them to act that way, how great is that? Because now they're not only going to be healed, but now they're going to stop hurting other people.
That's right.
So that's how I am, how I approach people is, and I will tell them, I don't give a damn what you did to get here. I don't care. I don't care who you killed. I don't care who you're sleeping with. You could sleep with a goat. You could have killed but I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. What it matters to me is you are my assignment. And as long as I have you, I will always feed you positivity. And people are like,
that's good stuff.
Why do you do that? And like you saw Damien at the thing, and he couldn't. And like the first day of class, that's what I always tell them. And I let them know that there's no judgment here, that I'm here to help you in any way, shape, or form that I can. And in doing that, that's going to help other people,
That's powerful.
But well, I can't believe we got to take our first break. We got 2 breaks to take. So we already at our first break. So we're going to take a couple of, we got 2 breaks. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. We're talking to Josh Peltier, energy therapist, and we will be right back.
Have you subscribed yet to the free bi-monthly digital interactive Ego magazine? No? Well, head on over to www.egoentertainmentnet.com to subscribe now. This magazine is all about supporting and showcasing excellence in communities everywhere, from music, arts and culture, relationships, education, politics, celebrities, food, and so much more. While you're flipping through the pages, just click on the buttons and social icons and you'll be taken to a whole other world behind the articles and ads. At Ego Entertainment, everyone is a star. There is something in it for everyone. And we hope you are positively impacted by what you see and will continue to support Ego Magazine. Track CBPD by Arulo. Indianapolis, Indiana is hosting the first annual ReUp Experience and ReUp Awards. It's coming August 6, 2022 at the Spotlight Event Center, hosted by Florida's own hostess with the mostest, Caramel Lucas. The ReUp Experience is an annual nationwide event that has 5 core focus areas: release, recoup, remind, remix, and repeat. It includes brunch, raffles, vendors, music, interactive panel discussion, networking mixer, bounce backology performance and presentation, ReUp power circles, an award ceremony, red carpet, all-white after party, and more. Sponsorships are available, and vendor tables are available as well for only $40. Visit the website reupexperience.com. Again, that is reupexperience.com to download sponsorship details and to secure your sponsorship or vendor table. You can also contact reupexperience@gmail.com. And this year's theme, we all the way up.
Hey there. If you can hear my voice, this is Pamela, host of Hospitality, here to remind you that Ego Entertainment Network has a lot for your business. Listen, honey, you need to get with it. Ego Entertainment offers various services: media coverage, red carpet services, promo interviews on air. They offer meet and greet services, honey, not to mention other event services. You want to get in gear. Ego Entertainment is empowered greatness optimized. We're now booking and spots are going fast. Ego serves the United States and all event types, honey. So if you are opening a business, having a store opening, a restaurant opening, and you want some coverage, Ego Entertainment is the way to go. Call or text 317-886-0296 or go to egoentertainmentnet.com.
All right, we are back, and I have got to go ahead and plug my premier sponsor, Rob Delitas. He is the author of Kill the Craving. Now, he is my boss as well. You met him at the tea party, tuxedo guy.
Oh, okay.
He's the author of Kill the Craving, and he is the founder of ERP therapy for substance abuse. He's an addiction counselor,
Mm.
30 plus years experience. And what he does is he trains corporations. He does one-on-one sessions and stuff like that. And we work together at a methadone clinic, and we're doing some things on the side together. But this show is being sponsored by Rob DeLitis, ERPtherapy.com, and you can contact him for any substance abuse needs that you have. He is your guy. He is your man. Okay. So he is our premier sponsor. Now, and I also want to say real quick, because you were texting me while we're on the commercial, that ReUp Experience. I'm actually going to be one of the speakers. Lady J is doing it. And yeah, you should come, Josh. And we can find out, it's, if there's vendor table. I think there's a vendor spot. There's 2 still available. But talk to Lady J after this, or I'll give you the information, because
that looks impressive.
You need to come to Indianapolis with us in August. It'd be awesome. It'd be phenomenal.
Yeah,
all right. So all right. So getting back to what we was talking about. Now you are energy therapist. You don't like the word healer because it's not
I do not like the word healer.
So, but you do have a fantastic product. Now I got to tell you something about your product. Okay. Okay. So you have, I got to do it like this. You have this soap called the Josh Effect, all natural cleansing bar. And it's an energy bar. And you told me that, and when you go like this, you really can feel the energy from it. And you're like, Rhonda, you put this on anything like, for energy when you wash your body, wash and stuff like that. And the other day, seriously, my shoulder was still hurting. And see, I haven't even taken it out of the packet yet. And people are going to think this is like some bullshit here, but this is real, what I'm about to tell you. Oh wait, we're not 8 o'clock. I can't cuss. That's right. Sorry, Lady J. But I literally, my shoulder was really, really hurting, because I told you I carry a lot. And what I did is I took see, I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking about it, because I can feel the energy flowing. But I literally put it right here where it was hurting. And I said the words that you have everybody say, I'm willing to let this go. And I just breathed. And I tell you what, it went away. And I was like, oh my God, that really, it's not even open yet and stuff. And so what happened? Like, explain the connection, because I want you to explain it from your standpoint instead of, because everybody knows me with my standpoint. But when you make that connection and you say you're willing to let it go, and you're speaking, and I'm putting it to the body, and I'm pointing to the body, because I know you have to point to the body, what is released and what happens physiologically?
It's simple and complex on so many levels. When you say the words, I am willing, not I need, because you don't need to do anything.
Yep.
Need is really a fake word. You want to do things. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do things. But when you say the words, I am willing to do something, the cells in your body automatically shift in that direction to help you get it done.
Wow.
If you think of it in a most basic way, if this guy is talking to this guy, and this guy says, listen, I need help moving. And the guy turns away and he says, yeah, I wish I could help you, but I got stuff to do. Right? I hear what you're saying, but I got stuff to do.
Right.
So he's saying, man, I really need your help. I really need your help. But he's like, listen, I want to help you, but I have stuff to do. In other words, if he says the words, listen, I need help moving, and the guy says, I am willing to help. When he says I'm willing to help, his whole body has to shift in that direction. So now his body is in the phase of helping.
Okay.
When he says, I want to, but I got to go, listen, I am willing to help. You can't have your back turned to somebody and be willing to do something for them.
Yeah, it's like a contradiction.
When you automatically say, I'm willing, everything has to shift in that direction. So just by saying you're willing, the cells automatically open up to the thought process, because the thought is energy.
Right.
The energy carries the emotion. Once again, I don't do anything to help people feel better.
Right.
All I do is let the energy flow through me. But if you are willing, by you saying you're willing, you're allowing whatever that comes in to come in.
Right.
People who are not willing have trust challenges, have
Yeah.
forgiveness issues
Yeah.
because they've been hurt. So they create a wall.
Yeah.
When
Yep.
you're willing, the walls have to open up for stuff to
Mm-hmm.
get in so that
Yep.
other stuff can get out.
Yep.
It's all scientific,
Yeah.
is spiritual at the same time, but it's that simple.
Right. Right. And you made a great point because and I usually don't get like spiritual on my shows because my audience is diverse, but even God said, you know, do you want to be well?
That's it.
He can't do it unless you're willing to let him do it.
It's just
You
that
know, are
simple.
you willing to let this go? And, you know, and we, you know, people, a lot of times when they get stuck in a victim mentality or they get stuck in a negative role of themselves, they
Mhm.
don't see themselves outside of that role because that's all they've known their whole life. It's
Right.
been drama and chaos, or they've been the mom or the wife, or it's been, they don't have a position outside of that and they don't know who they are. And so many times, like I'll ask people, like, because even my workbook, one of my signature things is, whose eyes do you see yourself through?
That's a good one. I saw
Are
that.
they
I was
even
reading
yours?
that. That's amazing. That's good
And, you know,
stuff.
because if we see how we see ourselves matters, because how you see yourself, it matters so much that it's how you see the world. It was how you show up in the world, how you see the world, and how you see your future is by how you see yourself. And the way you see yourself 9 times out of 10 isn't even from your own eyes. It's from somebody said you were a piece of garbage. Somebody said you were never going to be nothing. Somebody said you're going to end up in jail just like your mama or your daddy or your whatever. And you believe that because this is somebody you love and you trust. That whole attachment theory gets going. And you're like, well, if they love me, they won't lie to me. So it must be true. And then you start to think, well, gosh, if somebody I love and trust tells me that, it's got to be true. So it's got to be me. Now you carry this burden that's not even yours. And it's thrown at you from somebody else, because hurting people hurt other people all the time out of their own hurt. They project their hurt onto you.
Mhm.
And you accept it because it's somebody you love and you trust, but you don't need to.
That's right.
And, you know,
That's
so
right.
I show people how to challenge that thought. I'm like, where is it written? That's all you'll ever be.
That's right.
At any moment, you can decide right now
That's
who
it.
you're going to be, what man you're going to be, what woman you're going to be, and you can create them right this second. You can create a new possibility.
That's right. That's right. The challenge is, as you said, people are a product of their environment.
Mm-hmm.
They're a product of their situation. They're a product of their parenting or
Yeah.
their parents.
Yeah.
Everything happens from the age of the womb to
Mhm.
5 years old
Yep.
to pretty much construct who you're going to
Yep.
be.
Yep.
Your self-image is not only the image that you see yourself, but it's also the energy that reflects back on
Mhm.
what you think you deserve.
Yeah.
So subconsciously, your whole life, you will be getting what you think you're supposed to get because of how you view yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's so, Jesus. I could do a whole show on me right now. That's so on point with me because, you know, developmentally, that those first 6 years create who you're going to be for the
Mhm.
rest of your life. That's why it's critical, those developmental years. And, you know, so if your first 6 years of life is scary, if it's full of chaos, if it's full of neglect, if it's full of that, then that's how you grow up.
That's
And
right.
that's what you think you deserve. And in my case, my mom was an alcoholic. At 7 years old, I was taking care of her.
Oh
I've
my.
always been taking care of her and my sister. And so I've never known that. And I've always felt that the rug was going to get pulled out from under me, or that I had to do something. And it took me a long time to realize that, no, that's not the way it is. And it's not saying anything negative against my mom, because she did what she knew. And what she did was better than what her parents did. But it does affect you, and
It
you know,
does.
and you carry that. Now, you said something in both of the seminars, both of the events, about where you carry it. Tell everybody what you said about women carrying pain in their hips and about
So
and all that.
yeah, it's tricky. This is every part of your body, whole like the body with the book that you had is very true. And this is something that I've discovered from all of the clients that I've had and done countless amounts of research where women, especially women of color, hold so much pain, anxiety, frustration in their hips. The challenge is that pain can be held all the way from the womb. So if you have a mother and father who've been through so much, who, if the mother was abused while she was pregnant, if she was neglected, whatever, all that energy transfers down to the baby.
Yep.
When the baby is born, the baby may automatically have the pain in their body, but it will not register until something comes up and wakes that pain up, and then it comes out.
Yeah.
The challenge is, as you get older, that pain grows with you. So if you had something happen to you at 2 years old and you stored it in your body, you'll keep on playing and forget about it. You'll keep on going through life, forget about it. You grow up and forget about it, but something will trigger it. Remind your subconscious that they're there, and then awaken it, and then your back will start hurting.
Wow. So when you find that out and stuff starts hurting, like, okay, you just spoke to me, because my oldest daughter, that was the first man to ever hit me. I was getting abused when I was pregnant with her. And oh wow, I'm just gonna be real transparent. When I was 13, I had an abortion and nobody knew about. And I had my oldest daughter, but when I went to have her, I went to have another abortion, and I was on the table, had the tubes in me and everything, and I pulled them out and got off the table. And that relationship that I was in was a very physically abusive relationship, emotionally abusive, physically abusive. And today, that daughter, my oldest daughter, has so much pain, has so much emotional, and she's the one. All my kids deal with a lot of stuff, but with her, she deals with things on a deeper level. I'm not going to tell all her business, but I just know that, and I noticed that with each child, because I've got 5 kids, the way I felt when I was pregnant transcended down to the children. I was very, very happy when I got married. So my second child, she's happy, she's bubbly. And then things started changing. And, in each child, whatever I was doing, whether I was fighting, angry, or whatever, that's what each kid has coming out. So it really does. So that makes me wonder, like, what was my mom going through when she carried me?
Good point.
Because I've always had pain, like you said, from the womb. So, and that makes a lot of sense. So when you find that out, how do you release that, or what do you do at that point?
This is where I have to be very careful, because it's not that difficult to let go.
Okay.
Believe it or not, it's not as challenging as people think. Because they've been suffering for so long, some people want to argue with me. You don't know how. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know how to let it go. I said, if you listen to me, and if you follow the process, I will show you how easy it is to let that go. The challenge is, if you mentally tell yourself it's not possible, then we stuck right there. I can't make anything happen.
Right.
That being said, I'm about to get cussed at, yelled out what I'm about to say. And
that's all right. No, there's no rules, no filters on my show. You can say whatever. That's the thing about my show. We talk about the stuff don't nobody want to talk about. We go there. So yeah.
I can back everything I say up. I don't care if you're mad at me or not. I'm just giving you the truth.
Okay.
Understand what I'm about to say, and this is gonna hit people the wrong way. And this is gonna mess with a lot of religious people and a lot of people who have a lot of thoughts they've been having for a long time. I'm going to tell you this. There is no such thing as generational curses. There is no such thing as generational curses. There are only generational concepts, there's generational ideas, there's generational trauma, and there's what? Generational thoughts.
Yeah.
People always say, well, diabetes runs in my family. No. That thought about diabetes runs in your family. And if you've been told that while you were pregnant,
yes,
you will transfer that thought to the baby. And if that's all you talk about, then then you have
what you think about, you bring about.
What about the child who grew up in a foster home, who did not know his parents? He will not get diabetes because that will not be talked about.
Right.
I had a friend who had a friend, she was born, the baby was born, and the doctor said, it looks like he might have autism. And the woman was like, no, the hell he don't.
Right.
He's fine.
Yeah.
No, we need to run some more tests. You ain't running no more tests. My baby fine. You fine, let's go.
Yep.
Wow. But as soon as he was born, they started processing all this. She's like, no, stop even talking like that. That's not true.
Right.
He just graduated high school the other day and he going to college.
Yeah.
He got a full scholarship somewhere.
That's
but
awesome.
If she would have entertained the thought and transferred that energy to her son, who knows where he would be.
Right. Right.
That's all it is. It's just everything is based off of a thought.
That's incredible.
So if you have challenges and you've been through stuff, and let me just say this, all the stuff that you've been through, you did not deserve any of it. So if you ever felt that you did, if you ever felt you caused, if you ever felt you need to blame yourself, don't.
Right.
Because you are simply a product of your environment. You had to be an adult at a very young age. The brain for the woman is fully developed at 23 years old. You did not have the right time to have your brain develop. Whenever there's trauma entered into your life at the developmental stage of who you are, it stops you developing your brain as to focus on the trauma, and then you have to turn into a survivor.
Yep.
So now the brain can't function normally because it has to take care of self first. When a child is put in a situation where he or she does not have to focus on being an adult and just being a child, the brain will develop properly and it'll go through the proper stages of being a healthy brain. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 clients right now who are children who are dealing with so much. And it's not even that much. It's just that they're absorbing something from what somebody told them, and their body is hurting because of what they're being told.
Right. Because they believe it because the person they told them they love and they trust.
Exactly. And they're
care.
not allowed to be a child.
And they can't challenge it or question it because now you're being disrespectful.
There you go.
Yes.
So to back up to what you were saying, to nip it in the bud, once you understand that the trauma that you have endured is not because of you, you're able to place that blame to the side for a second. You're able to place that guilt to the side for a second. You're able to allow something else to take that place, and then your body starts to feel better. So now you stop blaming yourself.
Right.
So if it's not my fault, then now you have the power to fix it.
Now, what about the people, like in my case, my mother, there was things that happened to me, said it was my fault. And I believed that, and I carried that. And it took a long time to deal with that. And sometimes I do still struggle because I saw a picture of the man not too long ago. My sister showed me that was molesting me from 12 years old. And I immediately froze when I saw his picture, and I said his name. I was like, oh my God, all the images came right back, and I hadn't even thought. So what if, so if you've been told that, and I know you challenge your thoughts and all that stuff, but if it's even deeper, like how do people get with you to work through that to where they can let it go? Like how does somebody, because this is not something we can cover in this show.
No, it's not.
There's deep-seated things, we're going to have to take another break here in a second.
Uh-huh.
But before we do, how do people reach you to have sessions with you and stuff and to start working through all that?
Awesome. I am located in the Atlanta metro area, and you can call me directly. 404-590-4266. If I don't answer, leave a message, text me. You can also go to my Instagram, the Josh Effect ATL, and you can go to the website. It should be able to take requests by now. TheJoshEffect.net.
Okay.
Reach out to me. I have people fly from all over the country to come see me. I've traveled to Savannah, to Columbus, to North Carolina, to Baltimore, you name it.
You going to Indianapolis?
If there's a group of people, when I only travel for groups.
Okay, yeah.
So
it's a
if
group.
I
It's a
travel,
group.
I'll be there for 2 or 3 days. It may work on 8 to 10 people.
No, it's a group.
It turns into a session, but it's beneficial for me to go see one person. Is not that beneficial. Plus, my sessions, my actual workshops can be 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna take a break real quick, and we will be right back one more time.
Are you or someone you know accomplishing some amazing things in the community, or is just an inspiration to many? Apply to be featured on the cover of Ego Magazine, a bi-monthly digital interactive publication under the Ego Entertainment Network brand. Apply to be featured in other sections such as education, business, media and entertainment, community leader, author of the month, or artist of the month. Visit www.egoentertainmentnet.com to apply today. Track Island Beat by Arulo. The Gallery Event Center and Ego Entertainment Network has teamed up to bring you the #1 all-inclusive VIP Premier Event Package. Get ready to drop mouths open with this one. It includes 6-hour venue rental, unlimited tables and chairs, table and chair covers, chair sashes, table centerpieces, charger plates, projector and screen, 65-inch TV, wireless microphone, surround sound, complimentary drinks, soda, water, beer, or wine. Also, travel to and from event for Ego Entertainment Network, setup and breakdown of equipment, 4 hours of services including recorded media coverage and interviews, audio and video, editing of all data captured with music background, customized graphics B-roll footage of your event, red carpet or step and repeat setup, coordination and interviews on your carpet or step and repeat. You do not want to miss out on this amazing opportunity, and the package is all inclusive for just $3,000. Book now at thegalleryeventcenter.com. That's thegalleryeventcenter.com. You can also contact the Gallery Event Center at 317-534-6399. The VIP Premier Event Package. If you're tired of hearing the same music and content every 5, 10, or 15 minutes on air, then check out JQLM Radio for the realest, rawest, and most relevant variety of music, talk shows, and more. Start your days with a little bit of gospel and gospel rap from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All of my life, I've never known you to fail. You deliver me. 'Cause all I seem to do is coming and breaking it down with that wicked style, man. We really be living it out, don't miss it.
Then get into some hot R&B.
Say baby, what you doing? Excited.
Some hip hop.
Falling in deep with the quicksand. Flag on my head, oh quick run. I was packing on the pound, got my
time and I heard that
a little bit of pop,
watermelon sugar, strawberries,
and some neo soul for the rest of the day. JQLM Radio, real, raw, and relevant.
All right, we are back, and I've got to tell you guys about my workbook. It is available now, guys. This is my workbook that I've been working on for a minute, and this is some of my techniques in it, and it's very interactive. You can write in it. Like there's places to write in it, and this is just like being in a session with me, but it's called Whose Eyes Do You See Yourself Through? How to make sense of your life and see more clearly. Now the first I ordered my very first rollout of 100 books, and they're right now the introductory price is $15. After that it is going up to $25. So you can get this on Amazon, or you can get it directly from me. You can cash at me Total Breakthrough Center, and through is spelled THRU 15, and then I will sign it and send it to you. But if I'm mailing it to you, you got to add like $5 to cover shipping or wherever you're at. So anyway, make sure you get a copy of my workbook. All right, so we've been talking to Josh Peltier, and he is an energy therapist, and he is known as the Josh effect. And I tell you, that's a real thing, the Josh effect. And y'all gonna think I'm like lying, but I'm telling you, you know how I was holding that soap? My hands are so hot right now. They're hot, Josh. They've been hot. And that brings up a question, okay? Because when I was married to my first husband, he was very much into church and stuff like that. And I remember he said that if your hands are hot, that's a sign that you have a gift of healing. That's what I was always taught. What does it mean if your hands are always hot, or if like they warm up? Like when I get excited, my hands get hot. And like if I, touch somebody or whatever, my hands will get hot. So break down the myths of all of that. Like, give us the truth of like, if your hands are hot, like, is that a superstition? Is that a myth? Is that in your opinion, or is it just energy flowing that we've just activated energy?
It all depends. At the end of my session, I do an energy transfer, and you will feel my hands get super warm.
Mm-hmm.
I had one client, she stopped and looked around because she thought I actually heated my hands up with a hot towel or something. It was so hot. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you're familiar with hot stones, but yeah. I have people that ask me to use hot stone. I said, what I'm going to do for you at the end, you may not need it. And they said, oh my God, forget the stones. So when I do it purposely to transfer energy in the form of heat. Okay. Sometimes, I don't know if you noticed, but sometimes people, they'll say my hand is cold. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if it's cold or hot. I just need them to feel something flowing. If somebody says that your hands are always hot, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are a healer. It can actually mean that something is trying to escape your body. Okay. Your hands, your feet, and your chest are portals to let stuff release. Okay. You will feel stuff come out of there. Okay. I pull stuff out of people's feet. And one time this lady, her foot actually came up off of the table when I was yanking stuff out. You can feel it. Wow. So it doesn't mean necessarily that you are a healer. It can mean a bunch of things. I try as hard as I can not to tell people what they are feeling. But if a reaction comes with the feeling, then I can tell them and put it together. How you can tell if somebody's feeling something, there'll be 3 signs, and the signs will line up. So sometimes people will say, if you look that way, you're feeling something or you're thinking something. That's not necessarily the truth. There needs to be 3 tails. Those 3 tails should line up instantaneously to let you know that what you're feeling and what they're feeling is actuality. So I can't say that what your ex-husband said is accurate, inaccurate. I just know that people always say they're feeling something around me. And I can't tell them, you're a healer. And like, once again, I really don't like using that word. I got people that introduce me all the time. I'm a healer too. I said, whoa, you can be that. I never said that about myself. I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I hit myself on mute by accident. Yeah, I'm not saying that's what I'm saying or anything. I was, how just bringing up the point of superstitions and how certain things pass down. And if
but once again, superstition is based on a what?
Yep.
A thought.
Exactly.
Yeah. When people say my hand itching, I'm getting money.
Exactly.
My ear itching, somebody must be talking about me.
New Year's Eve, you make corn, you make collard greens, you're getting money.
Yeah. Don't be the first one to walk in the house with your woman. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But if you believe those things,
right.
they'll come true.
Yep.
I know in my hand, I always say I'm getting money.
Well, we're about to, we got to wrap up here. I can't believe it. We're already at the end of the show, but thank you so much for coming. Is there any, I know we only got like probably about like 2 minutes left till the end of the show, but is there any like one point that you want to give people, like a quick thing as far as like trauma, pain, and healing and
Yeah.
stuff?
So if you have been through any type of trauma, first of all, let me apologize. Secondly of all, I don't know if I said that right, but I said it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you've been through something, you don't have to be in pain.
Right.
Just because you've been, and even if you've been suffering your whole life, you don't have to suffer any longer. The challenge is we get so comfortable with being uncomfortable where we accept it and we think that's the only way. That is actually not true. I help people all the time, every day of the week, help change their mentality on how they look at things and give them a sense of hope so that they can feel better.
That's awesome. And what's your number one more time? Your phone number?
404-590-4266. If I don't answer, call me, leave a message, and text me.
Our brother will text you back in like 2 seconds. He'll be texting you right
Not all the time now.
Not all the time, but you text me back all the time. So
you're important. I got you. You like Jesus. Just Jesus.
Whatever.
Right.
But thank you so much for being a guest tonight, Josh. And everybody, if you're watching, go ahead and share this. I mean, we covered a lot of stuff. You're going to literally have to listen to this a few times. And Josh and I we're working together to come up with some workshops that we're going to be offering.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that, guys. All right. Him and I together, same room. Boom. It's going to be awesome. So, we're going to get you situated all the way around. But make sure you share this, guys. And, remember that everything you need is already inside of you. That's why this show is called Me Powered, because God gave me the vision. He took the word empowered, turned the EM around, said me powered. Everything you need is already in you. You were born with it. You were already created with it. All you got to do is activate it. So everything you need is already there, guys. All you got to do is stir it up, man, and get that gift going again and flowing. Thank you guys so much. If you want to be on the show, go ahead and email me, mepoweredwithrhonda@gmail.com. Have a great night. Thank you. Thank you.